So back out here again, finally back home off my trip, and we're with Blue Collar here, and I got these rear hub covers for the white Cabover, but they don't fit. And I brought them back here to Blue Collar, and they do fit. So we're gonna probably end up putting them on this truck. But you can see right here, I got these little lug nut cover things here that go over and how they press on there and hold this cover in place. And I wanted to come back here and show you all this, so for reference. So let's go back up to the truck up there, and I'll show you why they won't fit on the white Cabover. So these style older hub here, they've got these like locking bevels here. It's almost hard to explain, but they basically center the axle on the hub there. A little bit older style stuff. And you can see right there, if we put these hub covers, these lug nut cover things on here, that if they go right there all the way down, it still moves. So I'm sure Lifetime has a different style hub cover that will work. This right here just basically won't work on this truck. So like I said, we're going to put these on Blue Collar, which we plan on ordering some of these for Blue Collar anyways. So bummer for today, but we do have all new Lifetime lug nut covers. Shout out to those guys for getting us some cool parts on all the lug nuts here, and some really cool parts. This stuff right here is sick, right?
Right.
So these right here are billet aluminum oil caps for the front up there. So we're gonna take those old ugly caps that are on the front of the truck and replace them with these billet. Ooh, baby.
Dang.
Those things are sweet, ain't they?
Ooh.
We're gonna put these right here in place of those right there. Since we painted all that black, it's gonna look really freaking nice. So, what do you say, get this bolted up?
Let's do it.
Ooh, definitely needed an oil change on the front. Look how milky it is.
Ooh.
Nasty. Uh-oh. What does that go to? The heck? You know what that is? That's a freaking cap to dish soap. What the?
Oh.
How in the world did that end up in there? All right. There's our old ugly nasty cap. Let's get this thing scraped off of here. May have to find a sharper scraper. Or you know what I really need to use? We'll get this cleaned off the best we can with this. We'll use a little whiz wheel. Get this thing perfectly clean. Seems as though it's a little low on oil anyways. Ryan, sir, you grab me some brake clean. So 2 holes out of the 6 didn't have any bolts in them. I'm assuming they were just either lost or broken, or it doesn't feel like they're broken because there's no stuff down in there. But I've got a thread chaser here that is a 5/16. We're going to run down in there a couple times with the impact here. You shouldn't use an impact, but we're going to. Get these holes nice and clean. There we go. They should work after that. Those holes all cleaned out, so that when we put these new chrome plated little Allens in there, we're not going to be messing anything up. So, where did I put that razor blade? There it is. All right, sir. Get this surface all cleaned up, just like that. In case no one knows what we're doing, we're taking a razor blade and scraping it back and forth really fast. So we're hitting this thing one last time with some brake clean. We're going to get all this in here nice, cleaned out good. These new covers here come with some nice gaskets. So we're going to use these nice, pretty gaskets here.
Sweet.
And then we're going to have to go to Napa and get some. Ooh.
Dropping them already?
These babies are nice pieces. We cannot be dropping these things. Go to Napa and get some hub oil, and we'll fill this thing up with some fresh oil, get rid of that nasty oil that's in there. Wow, this is gonna look freaking good.
Dude, this whole truck. This might be my favorite, honestly.
Shoot, don't be saying that too loud. People will be like, oh, blue collar, blue collar, blue collar.
Heck, I don't know.
This is white collar, the crime boss right here, baby.
Ooh, doggy.
All right, dang, that's gonna look freaking nice. All right, I need to go get a little 3/8 extension. I'll be right back. So moving some of these tires out of the way. We gotta get to that front tire back there. That front tire back under. Scratching them up. Oh, why would you stack them like this, Ryan?
Because.
You dumb dummy.
Hey, at least I kept them together.
You kept it together or them together?
Them together.
Oh. I'm gonna get a freaking hemorrhoid. You know what that is?
Nope.
You're not working hard enough.
Okay, pal.
Doggy. This thing's gonna look so good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, here, hold it. Hold it right there, up there, sir. I'm gonna let go for a second. I'm gonna let the jack down some. Here you go.
Oh. It needs to go up.
Watch out.
Okay. Dang, son, look at that.
That's how we do it. Gotta get some lug nuts. Here we go. Got lug nuts. Studs. I think these are gonna be our lug nuts here. It says left hand. We need the right-handed boys.
Oh.
Right hand. Here we go. Oh, more studs. This says nut, left hand, row. Ryan,
Yes.
what did you do?
With these nuts.
We successfully located the lug nuts. God, this video is getting boring quick. All we're doing is looking for lug nuts this whole time. I'm over here humping a wheel. Nothing fun at all. We'll be right back when it gets more exciting, people. So I went to Napa, got some Lucas hub oil. It's the best stuff ever made. We're gonna splooge her in there, nice and thick.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh! Fill it on up. Now we're gonna give her an old spinny do.
Wheel.
Keeps filling her on up. We want to overfill it a little bit just to get them bearings in the back. Some oil.
It's one shiny wheel.
Oh no, you don't. She's trying to leak. We gotta keep it spinning. We gotta keep it spinning.
Oh, I see that.
That's how it's done right there, folks.
Birdie.
She's a little overfull, but it'll be okay. It may or may not probably gonna leak out of it. But we'll get it done, go drive it, and it'll soak down into them bearings really good. Got this nice pretty little piece of stainless on here. We'll put that right there so that cap can still breathe. And there it is. Lifetime lug nut covers. Got the lug nut covers on there. We got the billet oil cap. We got the billet stainless cover thing in the middle. This side's done. We got to polish these wheels out again because they got a little bit of water stains on them. And once we get this thing all done, we're going to give her a full wash, polish job, make it 110,000 million %. We'll get the other side done, and then we're going to get some wheels put on the back here and start bolting some stuff down. We got both front tires on it. This side turned out great. I almost wish we would have went with like the super single looking stuff like we have on the other Cabover, but you know, it still looks really cool. So the only thing we need to find now is a front bumper. I'm thinking about changing the grill up too. We can find some kind of a different grill, I don't know, but let's get the tires and wheels done today, get them all mounted up. We got to go to the chrome shop tomorrow and get some U-bolts to hold the headache rack down. We should be able to get the fuel tank straps put on today. What else? Yeah, let's finish getting these tires and wheels on, then we'll move forward on getting the tank strap down, getting that aluminum deck plate set up there. Oh, we have so much to do. We got to drill the frame for the oil tank. Figure how much we've got to get done on this thing. All right, let's get these things bolted up, and we'll move on to tidying up the frame and all that stuff next.
Okay.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
So we got all 8 tires bolted on the back of this bird. I'm in here zip tying everything up nice and neat. We're going to be pulling these hoses up. I'm going to be getting some big hose clamps to hold them up and getting all this buttoned up right here. Oh,
Dang.
ooh, our brake trailer valve here. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I feel like, you know, maybe we can mount it like this somewhere.
Or up inside.
Or maybe we could turn these valves some and mount it underneath the headache rack, or it just points outward. You know, like we're gonna have to loosen all these hoses up or something. But you know, I don't know what we're gonna do with this yet. But we're gonna make it look nice because we've still got our hydraulic lines. I've got a little deck plate we're gonna put right here and make all this stuff look just absolute cherry. That thing looks like it could be straightened and put up here a little bit. But everything's getting zip tied. We've got the lug nut covers on the back. I got a hold of Lifetime lug nut covers. They're going to be sending us some new hub covers to go on it. Let me know if you guys think we should have the hub covers on it, or should we just leave it plain black like that? I think it'll look good either way, so we'll see. But we're going to put those other covers on blue collar. Blue collar will be coming up here in the shop next. But for now, we're going to get all this stuff zip tied up, making it look nice. We're going to get the fuel tank straps put on here. And we're going to be drilling some holes in the frame, getting that hydraulic tank put on here. But for now, while I've got some working room, I want to get in here and get all this stuff zip tied up, make it look nice, and we'll get this fuel tank strapped up next. So I've got all of our wires things zip tied back up. I've got to get some big hose clamps right here to pick these hoses up away from the dry shaft. The dry shaft's also going to drop substantially when the airbags air up, which we got 2 of them in for the front axle. We're waiting on 2 more to come from the back axle tomorrow. Them babies are like $200 a piece. Most expensive airbags I've ever had to buy. Fuel water separator right here, which we don't really need. We plan on putting a fast fuel system here. So for now, we're gonna get it unbolted out of the way because these fuel lines are a little too short to go to these tanks, because these tanks are, we couldn't get it the exact same tanks that were on the truck originally in aluminum. So we're kind of just dealing with what we can get now. So we're gonna get this thing removed out of here, and we'll be able to use this fuel line without having to go extend it, and we'll end up putting the FAS on it here in the very near future. So get this thing removed off of here. I've got one line loose, but it's going to end up leaking fuel everywhere, which is okay, I guess. Oh, great heavens. Stop leaking. Dang. We'll grab a bucket, I guess. Jeez. It's a gusher. Where's all this fuel coming from?
Will this work?
I think it's pretty much done. Yeah, it's done. All right, let's get this thing removed off of here. There it is. Look at that old freaking potato. Here you go. Don't set her down because it's going to leak everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Find a bucket to throw it in, please, sir.
Will do.
So now, what we're going to do there, folks, we're going to take this fuel line, we're going to shorten it, and it's going to go right to the back side of the fuel tank, because this is going to be the main, I think this is the main fuel line that goes to the front of the truck. Yes, so we're going to shorten it up. I had to go get a new ferrule possibly, because this one looks like it's pretty crimped on there pretty good. And go right here into the back of the fuel tank, which you guys can't really see too well. Right there. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have one line that's going to come from here that goes to the front. Then we're going to have another line that goes from this tank to that tank, and basically brings them together. And then they'll talk to each other, and the fuel will flow between the 2 of them. Then we got some other holes we need to plug off that are right on the bottom of here, actually. Right down there, we need to plug that hole. So I think what we can do is start pulling some plugs out of those other fuel tanks, putting them in here where we don't need fittings, and making it work. So the rear air leveling valve, which is right here, Ryan got out here today, replaced it. This one was working, but you can see where it was all distressed and basically going to break. Yeah, like that, see?
Oh.
It's going to break at any point, just like that.
Dang.
So we got a new one. It's on here, but we can't bolt it down completely until the new airbag comes in. So airbags will be here tomorrow, crossing our freaking fingers. What do we need to do next? Oh, let's get these fittings pulled out of these fuel tanks. One fitting. That fitting right there is going to be for the fuel consumption line.
Use them muscles.
Shoot, you got this pipe muscle right here, boy. Oh, it ain't doing what I tell it to do. That thing's tight. Need to get a bigger crescent wrench or Probably the right size wrench would be the right way to do it. Looks like it's gonna be a 7/8.
Oh.
Got these pipe muscles right here, boy. Gotta be careful now, because once we, these things are full of fuel.
Oh shoot, yeah. Come leaking out of there.
Ventilator 9000. All right, there's our vent. So I need to go get a few plugs, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need 1 plug, 2 plug, 3 plug, 4 plug.
Dang.
5 plug, 6 plug. We're gonna plug off. We need 1, 2, 3, because we're only gonna use one of these to go from that side to that. We're not gonna be going from both sides to the front. And then vents on both sides. And then we got a return line that we're gonna have to extend. So we need to shorten that up, which is right there. We'll see what size this plug is. Ooh, not 3/8. What the heck size is that? That's a weird size there. Okay. So we need 3 plugs of this size. So I just got back from Napa. I'm a little sore in the rear, but we got the parts we freaking needed. We're gonna get this plug put in here. In this here fuel tank, I've got another fitting right here. I got air brake lines, but they'll work just fine for fuel. We're gonna put it right there, and that is going to serve as our in-between line. We're putting a 1/2-inch air line, which will suffice for letting fuel flow from one tank to the other whenever they're full. And we should be in good shape. So we're gonna plug that baby off right there, and get these things bolted down. I'm so excited to get these tanks bolted down. Oh yeah, nice and tight. There we go, all done. Man, my wrist is killing me.
Dang.
Might blow a gasket. Come over here and hold it right here, son. There, old Sonny.
Don't want you to break your hand again.
Got it? Yeah, come on. We're getting there. One more time. Think I'll be good?
Yeah.
All right. Let's find something to snug this plug down. We can rotate the tank and be done with this. All right. Get this bird rolled around. All right, there's about where it's going to need to be. We need to make sure this stuff in the bottom of this tank is level, where it's like the drain and fill and stuff. So
focused.
What you looking at my gut for? Okay, so we got our breather put in. We're gonna put this little plug here since we're not using this hole either. I think it's the right thread I got. Unless that thread in the freaking fuel tank's all foobarred. You know what foobar stands for?
No.
Google it. F-U-B-A-R. It's not wanting to start in there. What in the world?
Maybe too much tape?
No. What the heck? It kind of starts, but it stops.
You ain't doing it right. Dang.
What?
You might want to keep that. No?
Don't need that.
Good.
All right, we've got our fuel tank vent in there. This little plug, I think, is like trying to cross there. Oh, maybe. Oh, no, we're good.
Oh,
Go
got
ahead
it.
and snug it down. Get that hole plugged off. And we've got a plate to put over that. All right, there we go. That should be good. I've got one more plug to put in the bottom because we couldn't get enough freaking plugs. Wow, I didn't account for enough plugs at all. We need 1, 2. Now we got those 2 holes. We need 2 more plugs. Okay, they'll be here tomorrow. All right, so that's all good.
Rip
The
that
sticky
thing
stuff off of here.
right off.
All right, let's get the straps put on here, and hopefully you didn't mess anything up.
What?
The straps, the ones you broke.
I didn't mean to.
All right, let's get them. Where they at? So I tasked cameraman Ryan with taking the straps loose. That one came off, and I said, hey, you're going to grind it down a little bit, get the paint so it doesn't crumple up and break the bolt. Bolt broke. So I went to Roki and got some all-thread carriage bolt. We're going to try to weld it down in there to salvage this strap. Let's get it. All right, eye protection. Got our gloves on. I'm going to cut this bird out of there. They do need a glove. Ooh, it's getting hot.
Burn, baby. Wow.
Now, somehow, we've got to weld to that.
Whoops.
Very carefully.
That one's still good. I didn't mess that one up.
Thank gosh.
When I do stuff, I don't do it on purpose.
Oh, we got to cut the head off the other carriage bolt. Where'd I put that? So this needs to be roughly the same length as that. So we need to cut it about right there. Measured it exact.
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 Exact. We're going to use our precision cutting tool here.
It's getting lit. Poof.
Biscuit.
There you go, dropping stuff.
Dang it, come on now. That look about right?
Yeah.
Send it.
Send it.
All right.
Dang, that cut quick.
It's because we're cutting with lava. It's a lava cutter.
Now for the fun part.
Trying to fix your mess up. Ow! That's hot.
Why would you do that? Come on, I knew better than that.
I don't know about that. Try to get this freaking
Smooth.
well, we want to get the I really need to grind it out a little bit, but I think we might be able to make it work. Just put some welds right there on her. What do you think?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'll put a welding helmet on, I guess. It's getting dark outside. We gotta hurry up.
Well, we can stay here all night. Work through
I
the
don't know
night.
about all that there, my guy.
We can work all night. I have more energy at night.
Now, all the folks at home, make sure you're wearing your welding helmets. Uh-oh. Ow!
Come on, you did it again.
So there it is. We've got it kinda the best it's gonna be, I think.
Professional.
Professional. Oh, front door.
Oh.
Oh!
That's a good camera.
Oh! Them camera skills.
Yep.
So we'll wipe the tank down a little bit before we throw this on there. Always fixing Ryan's mess ups.
Hey, at least I'm out here trying.
Okay. Get this freaking.
Brake clean.
Nah. I shouldn't. Alright. There's that. We're gonna put our bolts in the top of it, so hold tight, folks. So there we have it, fuel tank mounted on. We've got to put one more plug in the bottom, and this side's pretty much done. I would continue on to the other side, but actually we can.
Let's go for it.
We've got some fittings right here. This little fitting right here. There we go. Take this guy. We need this guy right here. These are a mother trucker to tighten up. And yeah, I guess we can go and put all these in. We need a plug for the other side still. Oh, I got these. I don't know if they're gonna be big enough to go around all this. Probably not. Oh,
maybe.
Oh, shoot. Maybe. Look at that. Oh, we'll focus on the fuel tanks. You're getting too sidetracked.
Go bam.
Back out here the following day, we got some sunlight to work with today. We're gonna get as much done on our old Cabover project here as possible. I did have to second day order the headache rack bolts because the 75 Chrome Shop is out of those. But we're gonna get the fuel tanks completely bolted up, get them completely full of fuel out of the old fuel tanks over there, and try to get as much done up here. Thanks to the air compressor kicking on. We'll be right back. So our fuel tanks are completely strapped down. I had to run our fuel line. You can see back in here on the back side where it comes out of the fuel tank right there. And that kind of goes into the fuel tank and straight down to the bottom over to that side. So now the fuel tanks talk to each other, if that makes any sense. So what we need to do is we gotta get the block off plate put right here. I've got to get a vent hose ran down somewhere out of the way. Put the fuel sending unit in that side. We got to hook up our return line. We've got our fuel line that goes to the injection pump hooked up, and our tanks will be completely done. We'll get all that fuel transferred out of those. Now, Ryan, you're gonna have to suck start the water hose to get fuel flowing from those to these. Think you can do that?
Suck start?
Suck start it.
I don't swing that way, son.
Oh, okay. We're gonna find some kind of transfer pump or something, get them from there to here, but we're gonna get it figured out. The headache rack bolts, we second day aired, so they'll be here on Friday, so we're at a standstill until we get those. And I've got a frame drill coming from our friends over at JB Tools. They set us up with a brand new frame drill so we can get the hydraulic tank mounted on here. So we kind of are at a standstill. This is not the best thing. Our rear airbags will be here tomorrow. Crossing our freaking fingers, there are some weird airbag, but they'll be here tomorrow from our friends over at Fleet Pride Products, or Fleet Pride. So they'll be here tomorrow. I guess we can get we'll get the fuel tanks knocked out. Those will be done. Get the fuel thing in there. We did get the straps put on this side, so those are all done. I'm waiting to hear back from a phone call from our friends over at Minimizer. We may be putting some Minimizer style plastic fender flares on here. If we don't get those at a decent time, we're gonna be putting the Peterbilt stuff on here that came off the Pete. Yeah, so this is the fuel return line we're gonna have to extend. I'd much rather get rid of this thing, I think, and put like a plastic fuel line on it, so we'll see. But we gotta mount our trailer plug somewhere. I'm thinking about putting it like right there. That seems like a pretty simple spot, don't you think, Ryan?
Yes, sir.
Just bolt it up right there. And then we gotta figure out what we want to do with our airlines. Do we want to go back with like the pogo stick stuff, which I don't really like because it's not gonna look as good, I don't think.
No.
So maybe we'll find some regular old Glad hands. We need to go to Napa and spend more money. Nice dent there. All right, we'll get the fuel tanks done. I'm gonna stop talking. Let's get to work.
So,
good?
good.
So we got the fuel sending unit pulled out of the old fuel tank, and I don't know if it's going to work or not because the way the fuel pickup tubes are. It may, or it may not. I don't know. But this thing is ancient. And I'm thinking as we're going to bolt it in there, but we're probably going to have to go to a different style where the fuel sending unit is just one long tube instead of having this big old daddy on it. Or actually, we might just be able to bend it over a little bit it'll be okay. But we're gonna get this cleaned up. We're gonna paint them up nice and neat, get them clean. I'm gonna go to Napa and see about getting some new gaskets because these quart gaskets broke on us. So we'll be back. The saga continues. So we were only able to get one new gasket today, and we got the Cabover on there. Gonna seal it up the best it'll seal. And we're gonna drop this little sweetheart right there. We got new screws that came with the fuel tanks, so we're gonna use these things. And
Screw her down.
Put it to it. And then I've got to hook up our return line. Like I said, we're going to go back to Napa again. Thankfully, they are 100 yards from here. And convert that over to like a plastic airline, get rid of that braided crap, and go from there. Slippery surface, not to be used as a walk area. Well, now what in the world?
Take that boy right off.
We're gonna put this boy right here. We need one more. We need to measure this. So right here, hang on. Got a little marking apparatus, black marker, some black paint. Boom. Shoot. We need to go to the chrome shop. We need one more of those.
That looks so
I
good.
don't have to go to the chrome shop. Now we're going to spend more money.
More money.
More money. All of the cash we make on these YouTube videos goes right back into making this stuff. And we got to figure out our air hoses. There's so much we have to figure out. Oh my gosh. All right. We're getting there. We're close. So, I'm sure some of you are wondering. So far, I'm going to give you a little tally here. We've spent $4,500, around $5,000 on our tires and wheels, okay? We've got another $500 in lug nut covers, billet front oil caps, rear hubcap covers. We've got $4,000-ish in shipping on our fuel tanks, our headache rack, and our headache rack U-bolts. We've got around, where are we at now? So we said 5,000, So
wow.
right, we're basically at $10,000 right now, right? And then we've got another $500 in paint. So that's the $10,500. Our miscellaneous trips to Napa. By the time we're done with all this, we're gonna have another $500. We're about $11,000 and doctoring this thing up, getting her in pristine, tip-top condition. And we still don't have air conditioner.
Oh.
It's gonna be like another $5,000, pretty easy. So that's where we're at now. We had a budget and it's just gone. It's out the window.
Right out the window, yep.
All right, I guess we'll get the cab jacked up here in a second, and we'll get this new return line ran, and we'll hopefully Napa will have our gasket for this side done, and we can start putting fuel in these tanks. So we got our fan. We took it out. Aaron, my brother, worked on cleaning it up as nice as possible. You know, one thing I noticed, this thing doesn't even have the heater. Like this right here is the heater core hoses, and they're not even hooked up. So this thing doesn't even have heat.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh. But we're gonna get this fan shoved in there somehow. And I've got to hook up the air line because it wasn't even hooked up for the fan clutch. But I also, in the meantime, we did put brand new belts on this thing. Brand new fan belt and alternator belt. All right.
Now for the fun part.
Yes. This thing did not come out here very easily. And if it goes in here easy,
You jinxed it now.
shoot, I shouldn't have said anything. This is no easy feat for a one-man band. Come on, baby, get in your home. There we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
All done. The sun's so bright. So we've got a ton of work done. I went to Napa. They didn't have half the stuff I needed, like usual, but we got stuff ordered. I got our fan put back in here, bolted up. I've got the airline in here that activates the fan in there, and it's in a safe spot. All new airline ran hooked up right there. We're going to replace this fuel return line that's right here on the pump that goes all the way to the fuel tank. with this fitting right here. I had to order another one from Napa because it won't be here, and we're gonna put some push lock style fuel line on it and run it over there to the fuel tank, and we'll be back tomorrow. Actually, we've got a really cool video coming for you guys tomorrow, so be looking out for that. Update on the white collar Cabover. Everything's going great. We're on schedule to finish it first to middle next week. Parts will be here. Everything's coming along great. We will see you guys tomorrow. Go to BruceMotorShop.com, grab your merch. We've got all kinds of merch flying off the shelves. I've kind of thought about maybe giving away this truck through merch sales. Comment down below, should we? A lot of people are giving away cars and trucks, stuff like that. You guys have seen, we went through this thing front to back to make sure it's 100%. Only has 30,000 miles on it. So there's really not much of anything that can go wrong. We haven't done anything to alter the truck. We've just kind of spruced it up, made it look nice. So let me know, should we do merch sales and sell it? I need to see a lot of comments so I can see, it's going to, obviously, we give things away through selling merch to cover the cost of it. And you guys know we're going to have upwards of $40,000 in this truck by the time it's all done. So that's a lot of dang t-shirts. But we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.